Sagole everyone. Hi. I wanted to do a little intro video first before we got into the actual activity. So yeah, my name is Mo. I currently live in Toronto and I grew up just outside of Aamjiwnaang First Nation, where I have family as well. And my mom's side is Oneida Nation of the Thames, and my dad's side is French Canadian. And yeah, I'm an artist. I've been an artist for as long as I can remember. But I do murals, journaling, what else? Beadwork, textiles. I like to sew. I've been into writing and poetry lately, and I love working with youth. And what else? There's just so much. But yeah, I want to take you through a journaling kind of like activity today, and I wanted you to see me before I got into the actual thing. So yeah, I've been art journaling for a while, probably for the last maybe 5-6 years. This is I have three journals, 2 that I filled up, and this one I'm still in the process of. And it's really helpful for me to explore kind of like things that I'm feeling, things that I'm thinking, things that I'm passionate about, things that upset me, things that make me happy, all kinds of things. So you can take what works for you from this process and yeah, go from there. So I'm gonna then flip the camera around and get started. Okay, so what you need is a journal. Oh shit. Some scissors, some glue, a brush, some paint or inks, a fine liner, and some magazine images, or whatever else you have at home. You can use kind of like whatever. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get set up here. I'll just kind of like flip through this a little bit just so you can see kind of like some of the pieces that I've done in here. I like to use mixed media, so I use magazine images and then also paint. And then I also spilled water on this like years ago, and I was really upset at first, but then I think it looks kind of cool. So it taught me to kind of let go of perfectionism, which I am one of them. Yeah. All kinds of things. Stitching, cutouts. I paste things in that I work on outside of the journal. Collages, drawings. I love ripping paper. It's my grandma. And then some blackout poetry. Little like flip up windows, upside down. Yeah, I'm just kind of going to go through this quickly. When I'm experimenting like with different kind of like stars and ideas and stuff. More blackout poetry. Yeah, but I'm going to turn to a blank page. Now my book's starting to get really thick, which I love, but it makes it a little harder to work with. So I just kind of like take a moment to check in with myself. But I'm going to start, actually I was going to start with the ink, but and you never know how it's going to go. So I'm actually going to start with magazines. So I don't know. You just kind of like pick images that you're like drawn to, or words. I might do some blackout poetry today. I really like these bold words. And I like clouds. I like that too. I like the clouds better right now. And then, so these are all from like previous like books that I've pulled out of. You can also use your own photographs as well. Oh, I really, really like this. Okay. So I'm going to start with this part. And can probably like forward through it, like fast forward a bit or like speed it up. Ooh, I need a smaller brush. That's what I need. Oh, I know. I'm gonna circle the words that I want first. No, change my mind. See, this is the thing. There's no like right or wrong way to do this. I'm just changing my mind. And this is the beauty of it too, because like I don't really know what I'm gonna make when I come into this. But that gives me some freedom without any expectations, I guess, when I'm creating. And like, so when I'm doing this process, I'm just letting like the materials and myself guide. Yeah. Sometimes when I try to do blackout poetry on camera, I like get overwhelmed with words. So I just kind of like, yeah, not do that anymore. So this background, this little thing looked like a tree, so I'm just kind of like emphasizing it a little bit more. Yeah. I'm sorry, my chair is really squeaky. And like white gel pens, you can kind of like use to highlight things. It's a cloud tree. And sometimes let like the water, like in the paint or ink or something, like whatever, just like build up and then let it drip. You can also do this. Oh, you missed it. You blow on it. I also really like ripped edges. I love this image because I used to have really long red hair. So this image reminds me of me. Oh, oops. You can like play around with placement. I kind of want this underneath here, but so now that I picked these words up, maybe this piece is about boundaries for me, or like structure, containment. I don't know. Sometimes you don't really know what your pieces are about until later. And I've done that before where I've worked on pieces and was like, well, I don't know what this means. And then like years later, I like would see it and be like, oh, okay, that's what I was, that's it. I get it now. So I'm working on this beaded earring line right now. And so this was the template that I was using, and I had leftovers. So like, for example, this is what they look like. It's not finished yet because I still have to back it and everything, but yeah. So I just kept these to use in the future. I think for me, this piece is also about being possibly overwhelmed. Because I am. This is bugging me here, so I need to extend this cloud. My foot's stuck on a piece of paper. And it's so interesting because like this process is so different from my well, it's not different than my practice. I think like the final image that comes out is a lot different than my practice. Well, maybe not a lot different. But like sort of different, you know? Like there's less control. Like I feel like in my other works it's like more controlled, which I also love, but I also love this too, so. Too many words, so I'm gonna actually just make it smaller. I think I just want that word. I always like try to overcomplicate things. So you just block out the words that you don't want. You can also string words together to make sentences and stuff, but I don't feel like doing that today. Oh, too much ink. Gonna let that dry over there. Now I'm gonna do something with these little lines, or little dots, sorry. And I love this brush because it's like long and thin, you know? Sometimes it looks like shit. But like it's the process. Like I love making these lines. I don't even know what I'm doing. Does anyone know what they're doing? I'm also really tired. So doing something like this is really relaxing, you know, like repetitive. Love repetition. Kind of like that. I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like the way it looks, but it's okay. Okay, so since I didn't like that, I'm just gonna, and like what I'm feeling is like these lines, so I'm just gonna move away from there and do some line work. These are like water lines for me. This is how I kind of like do my water when I'm painting. Oops. Smudged. So, because I smudged, I actually think I'm gonna block it. So like, remember I started this piece and I don't like it, so now I'm doing this. So because I felt like it was getting a little messy and I was not liking it, I'm like, okay, I need to do something a little bit more contained. So this feels better. And like, it doesn't even have to look like anything. It doesn't have to mean anything. You just kind of like let the materials and like how you're feeling or the things that you're thinking of or experiencing come out. And you don't have to share it with anyone either. Like, it can just be for you. Which my next book, I think I'm just going to keep for me. Oops. Oh, no, 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 no. also. It's sometimes just like nice to watch people paint and shit, so even if you just get that out of this, that's great. So I think I'm happy with this. The only other thing I want to do is bring this line and this one over on this page. So I'll do that with white paint when this dries. But yeah, that's basically it. That's it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got something out of this. Thank you for watching, and hope you're well.